Do you see the world as it truly is? Take a look around you right now. You see colors, shapes, objects. You feel the chair you're sitting on. Maybe you hear a faint hum from your computer. This all feels incredibly real, doesn't it? But what if I told you that what you're experiencing isn't the world itself, but a version of it constructed inside your own mind? This is one of the oldest and most profound questions in philosophy. What is the true nature of reality, and how do we perceive it? Let's start with the most intuitive idea, something philosophers call direct realism. It's simple. The world is exactly as we see it. When you look at an apple, you are directly perceiving that apple. Your eyes are like windows, and the world just streams in. There's no middleman, no filter. The redness of the apple, its round shape, its smooth texture, these are all real properties of the apple itself, existing out there in the world, independent of you. This makes a lot of common sense. Our senses evolved to help us survive in the world, so it stands to reason they'd give us a pretty accurate picture of it, right? If that apple wasn't really there, trying to eat it would be a very disappointing experience. This view is comforting. It grounds us. The world is stable, knowable, and shared. The reality you see is the same reality I see. Or is it? Things get a little more complicated when we start to think about illusions. You've all seen them. A stick in water looks bent, but when you pull it out, it's straight. We see a mirage of water on a hot road, but it vanishes as we get closer. If we perceive the world directly, how can it lie to us? These little cracks in perception lead us to a second theory, indirect realism, also known as representationalism. This idea suggests that we don't perceive the world directly. Instead, our senses gather raw data, light waves, sound waves, chemical signals, and our brain processes this data to create a mental representation of the outside world. It's like you're sitting in a control room in your head, watching a screen that shows you a live feed of reality. You never see the world itself, only the version of it that appears on your screen. That apple you see isn't the real apple. It's a mental image, an apple representation. This ghost in the machine theory solves the problem of illusions. The stick in water looks bent because the light waves traveling from the stick to your eye are refracted by the water. Your brain correctly processes this refracted light, creating a representation of a bent stick. The representation is accurate based on the data it received, even if the object itself isn't bent. But this theory opens up a whole new can of worms. If we only ever see our own mental representations, how can we be sure they accurately reflect the real world? How do you know the screen in your head isn't glitching? How do you know my representation of red is the same as your representation of red? We could be living in radically different subjective worlds, all based on the same external reality, and we'd never know. We are trapped behind our own personal screens, hoping the broadcast is a faithful one. Now, let's take an even bigger leap. What if there's no external world at all? This is the core idea of idealism, a theory most famously associated with philosophers like George Berkeley. His famous phrase was "to be is to be perceived." Idealism proposes that reality is fundamentally mental. The only things that truly exist are minds and their ideas. That apple isn't a physical object that exists independently in space. It's an idea, a bundle of perceptions. When you're not looking at it or thinking about it, does it even exist? For an idealist, the answer might be no. The world we experience is like a dream. It feels real, it has consistent rules, but its very substance is thought and consciousness. In this view, the universe itself is a form of mind. Objects don't exist until they are observed. This might sound crazy, but think about the bizarre world of quantum physics, where particles seem to exist in a state of probabilities until they are measured or observed. In a strange way, modern science has made idealism seem a little less far-fetched. So, where does that leave us? Direct realism says we see the world as it is. Indirect realism says we see a mental copy. Idealism says the world is the mental copy. The key to navigating these theories lies within the 3 pounds of wrinkled tissue between your ears, your brain. Regardless of which theory is correct, the brain is the ultimate interpreter. Billions of neurons fire in complex patterns, weaving raw sensory data into a coherent, meaningful experience. When light from that apple hits your retina, it's converted into electrical signals. These signals travel down the optic nerve to the visual cortex at the back of your brain. But it doesn't stop there. The brain compares this new information to memories. It attaches emotions. It labels it with a name, apple. It predicts its taste, its weight, its crunch. The experience of seeing an apple is a symphony of cognitive processes. Your brain isn't a passive camera, it's an active artist, painting your reality moment by moment. It fills in the gaps, it makes assumptions, it constructs the world you inhabit. This is why our beliefs, our expectations, and our emotions can literally change what we perceive. A mountain looks steeper when you're tired. Food tastes better when you're hungry. Your brain is constantly editing your reality to make it more useful, more meaningful, or simply more manageable. So, what is the answer? Do we see the world as it truly is? The honest answer is, we may never know for sure. We are forever bound within our own subjective experience, our own unique qualia. We can't step outside of our own consciousness to check our perceptions against objective reality. It's like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. But perhaps the answer isn't the point. The real magic lies in the question itself. The fact that we can even contemplate the nature of our own perception is one of the most incredible things about being human. We are a part of the universe that has become aware of itself and is now trying to figure out how it works. We may be living in a simulation, we may be dreaming, or we may be seeing things exactly as they are. But in the end, this experience, right here, right now, is all we have. And the journey of exploring it, of questioning it, of marveling at its mystery, is what gives our existence meaning. The sight we have is a gift, a puzzle, and an endless adventure. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the mind. If you enjoyed wrestling with these big ideas, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the mysteries of our world. See you next time.